Guys, Mr. Bowman here. This is our first video in our new topic, right angle triangles, and we've got a nice easy learning objective to get us going. Our learning objective is in white, and we are learning to identify triangle types by their sides. We're also going to chat about the angles as well. And just an odd note, got a new thing going. There's a Farfetch down the bottom corner today. Okay, so let's get into our triangles, and there's actually going to be 4 types of triangles that we need to know about, and one of those types is going to have kind of like a subtype scenario. Let's get rid of that and let's get into our first type of triangle, and hopefully this is one we're familiar with. We're going to look at equilateral triangles. So first type, equilateral. If we draw a triangle, do forgive my drawings, they won't be perfect. An equilateral triangle is one where all the sides are the same. So just noting, this dash on the triangle means anything else with a dash has the same properties as that side. So that tells us all 3 sides are the exact same. So they've got 3 equal sides, hence the equi part of its name. We can also look at the angles, each angle sitting inside. I'll guarantee you they're going to be 60 degrees each as well. So it's going to have 3 60-degree angles. And I should be more specific, they're going to be internal angles. We're not really fussed about the outside of the triangles, we're just focusing on the inside of it. So equilateral triangles, hopefully one you're familiar with already. We're going to move on from equilateral triangles. We're going to move on to a word that I always struggled to spell with, isosceles triangles. I always remember ISO when I couldn't spell it. I'll just write that down. I normally used to get the marks as well in my tests. And an isosceles triangle, drawing another one, that is when 2 sides are the same and maybe that last side is different. So we can see these lines note that those sides are the same. 2 lines means it's different to the single ones. So that tells us the first property. We're going to have 2 equal sides. The third side being a different length. What that tells us about the angles, so if we start on one of the equal sides and we go across, that angle on the bottom there, that's a base angle, and the same here, if we go across, that's the other base angle. Those base angles, I'm going to call them X and X because we don't know what they are, but they're going to be the same value. So 2 equal base angles. So I'm going to underline that base part. And that means the angle opposite that uneven side up the top there, it's going to be a different angle. I'm going to call that Y just because that's a bit different. So the X's and the Y's inside the triangle, that's always going to be different depending on how that triangle is constructed. They won't be 60 degrees, we know that. There will be something else. Okay, so we've done isosceles triangles. We're now going to look into our third type of triangle, and then we're going to chat about the special 4th type that I mentioned earlier. And another word I used to struggle with spelling when I was your guys' age, but scalene triangles are the last triangles. And I'm just going to draw a random one. And if you have a look, 1 or dash, 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 dash. And what these dashes tell us, none of the 3 sides are the same. They've all got a different amount of sides. So we're going to have 3 unequal sides. So all of the sides are going to be different. And because all of the sides are different, 3 unequal angles. All the angles are going to be different as well. So that wraps up the 3 main types of triangles we're looking at. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to clear this. We're going to chat about the final type of triangle that's really relevant to what we're going to do in this topic. Okay, so we've got equilateral, isosceles, scalene on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is from the isosceles and scalene triangles, I'm going to add like a 4th type of triangle. And it's in the name of this learning objective, a right-angled triangle. And from the name, you've probably deduced already what it is. So I'm going to draw an example up here. A right angle triangle. That is a triangle with a right angle in it. So internal angle, and I'm going to write internal right angle. So that's really, really key. And those types of triangles have really special properties, and we can mathematically work out relationships between the sides and the internal angles using trigonometry, which will be our next learning objective. So just noting, there's some more special features about right angle triangles. This right angle triangle, let's say these sides here were 45 degrees and 45 degrees. That would actually make it an isosceles triangle because two sides are the same. So that would be an isosceles. Apologies, I've spelled that wrong. That would be an isosceles and a right angle triangle. And we can also have a scalene equivalent of that. So let's say the angle is a bit smaller. Oh gosh. So let's say we got one like this. There's our right angle here. Maybe this one here looks a bit bigger. Maybe that's 60 degrees. That means this bottom one here has to be 30 degrees. And you can see 90 degrees, 60 degrees, 30 degrees. All of those angles are different, which means all of these sides are different. So let's note them all by different sides. So this one here would be an example of a scalene triangle. Scalene and right angle triangle. And that's the last bit of thing I'm just going to write down on my notes. Can also be isosceles. Oh gosh, I'm not even a good day spelling isosceles. Isosceles or scalene triangles. So that wraps up our video, just introducing some of the key triangles. We've had a big emphasis on the end at right angle triangles because they're going to be the exclusive triangle that we look at in this right angle triangle topic. And we're going to explore the cool relationship between the sides and the angles in the maths going forward. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you saw Farfetch down the bottom again. Now let's get into heaps and heaps of practice.